Hello farmers, welcome back to Selendra. Someone didn't harvest their cotton field yet. They got a little time to do it because winter is just about here. We are at the end of November, headed on over to see Earl with 13 sheep before we call it an evening. And maybe even skip the whole month of December. All depends on when the price of silage is best. We won't have all the silage fermented by then. That'll have to wait until mid-January, but we got the first batch. That is ready to go. So all depends on when the best price is when we'll sell that silage. It could be middle of December. It could be usually at midnight in December, January, somewhere around there. But don't really have anything to do in the winter months other than take care of the animals and make sure all the production buildings are up and going. So by selling 13 sheep, I think we got enough cash, so we're going to go ahead and pay off a little bit more on the loan. And let's go ahead and move these 13 sheep for 13,000. I got more sheep that are worth 1,000, but I don't want to empty out the pen too much. We want to keep producing that wool. As long as we just keep refreshing, keeping the pen full. Once the pen gets full, then we'll go ahead and sell 13 sheep at a time. Let's come into here. Let's see. I got 22,000. Boy, I'd like to pay off 20. Do I want to pay off 20 grand? No, we'll have to. Well, I think we'll have to keep some money in there because that's gonna be kind of tight. So the loan's down to 735,000. So that's not too bad. We should save ourselves a couple $100 again. Seems like every month now that we're slowly nibbling away at that loan. And it won't be long before the fabric gets to go in. We'll be paying a huge part of the loan off. And then again in July, we'll be paying off another huge part of that loan. All the lights are on here in Selendra just before 5 o'clock in the evening. I will go ahead and put the trailer back where it should be just in case it snows. You never know. I mean, it does snow in Farming Simulator 22, but I just never see it get to where it accumulates so much that we need to plow a road or anything like that. Just one winter on no man's land way back when. I want to say it was the second winter, somewhere around there. I had, I think, 3 layers of snow. It snowed all winter long. I'm like, wow, they really upped the winter in Farming Simulator 22. And now, not so much. Okay, let me zigzag around here and get this trailer in, I hope. Don't think I can cut it enough. Nope. Not quite enough. I probably should have pulled more into the yard and then backed it in. So when we sell the silage bales, I'm probably going to use the auto-loading trailer. Not the one we pick the bales up with, but the one we use the one for the pallets. Just because it'll be easier and a little bit quicker. And especially now since we got all the bales in the bale storage, when I spawn them out, it'll be kind of difficult to probably get the telehandler over there. Oh, I did go ahead and a lot of people will be happy about this. I moved the telehandler that was there. Was it a telehandler? I kind of forgot what it was. So if we go over to the sawmill, well, I didn't move it. We got rid of it. It wasn't running. It quit there, so we just haul it off to the junkyard. Let them deal with it. Could have got some money for it, I'm sure. But now when we come over here, yep, that is gone. I tried to hide these objects here, but it's basically let me hide one board at a time. And that would have been a lot of boards, so I just figured, no, go ahead and just leave it there. But with this piece of equipment gone, that makes it a lot easier. Actually, was it a pallet fork? Not a pallet fork, skid steer. I think it was like a skid steer that was there. Anyways, that is gone. So now I can spawn more bales here and not have a problem. So we are all set to call it an evening. I've already checked on the animals. The animals are all set to go. The factories are all set to go. And I think we're all set to go as well. So let's go ahead and call it an evening. Oh, one thing I didn't check though. Store page. I checked it in the morning, but I didn't check it here in the evening. And nothing. I mean, the only thing I would probably look for is the wood splitter. Now that we can make good money off of that, you know, 2 loads would pay for that if it was half off. All right, we can sleep till 9 because, you know, winter months in December. You get up at 8. The sun will be just barely coming over the horizon. All right, how are we doing money-wise? Probably dropped a little bit. Yeah, just about $1,000, which is not too bad. If we go down to our money situation, so let's see, we were paying $27.33, then $26.66. Got it down to $24.50. So that's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. I'm sure all the animals are doing well. Do we have... I can't tell from there if I got a full pen or not. Where I got to tell is actually go over to the sheep pen. And we do have 195 sheep, so we topped off on sheep. So we can sell those 13 sheep that we could have sold yesterday. So that'll be another 13,000, which would be good. Stock market is telling me silage. It says 190 and going down. But the best price is usually going to be at, I forgot what it's called, but it's usually this place right here, the Hoyt Burlon Livestock Market selling point. That price is going up. I usually get a better price here, so I got to wait until the end of the day for that. But in the meantime, I can go ahead and sell 13 more sheep, and probably would have been just wise if I just left a Fiat parked up with the animal trailer. But, you know, if I checked the forecast and saw no snow, that's what I should have done. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20 is what they always say. Do we have any snow in the forecast for the winter? Maybe I should look at that here. So, December, no. January, February, yes. But, of course, that's all we know. We don't know how much snow. It may only snow for like 2-3 hours, which is not going to do much of anything. Let me go up this way this time. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go ahead and feed the sheep. The chickens and the horses should be fine until springtime, but the sheep need a bale, maybe 2 almost every day. 1 bale in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. And of course, I got to go ahead and take care of the spinnery. I got to bring the wool over. Got to keep on producing that fabric. Our crop still in stage 1, so it's kind of okay if I drive over it, but in the winter months I'm not sure I really want to. And yep, you kind of hug the wall a little bit too much there, Peanut. How about this, you know, give yourself a little bit of room. Okay, so you got the tractor pass there, but now you got the trailer hitting the wall. Maybe you should chop down this tree. Well, saw down the tree. We don't actually have an axe. Anyways, I'm not in the trigger. Now I'm in the trigger. The transportation vehicle is no longer in the trigger. Of course not. Can we load this thing up before it gets out of the trigger? $1,000 for the sheep. Yeah, move to the trailer. Thank you very much. Do we have other sheep? Well, we got a couple set of sheep right here at $9.75, so they could be ready next month. But like I said, 1 batch of sheep at a time. Okay, let me move around here. We'll come out on the other side of the chicken coop, through this farmer's grass field, and over to see Earl once again. I hope he's ready for 13 more. Tell you what, Earl is a real trooper. No matter spring, summer, fall, or winter, rain, sleet, or snow, he is out here taking care of his animals. And here's 13 more for you to take care of. How about that? Sold, getting us up to almost 20 grand. So let's go ahead and let's just do this right now. Do it as we go along. 15,000 down to 720. We're getting there, and it's going to be a lot better here in a short while. So I gotta let some time pass. While the time is passing, I'm going to bring the wool over to the spinnery, and then probably bring a bale over to the sheep. They probably do need one. I'll get them through the rest of the day. Maybe top them off before we go to bed. But it all depends on the price of the silage, which we just bring right across the other side of the cement wall from the sawmill. Well, you know what? The farm is doing well enough. I would like to get the best price for silage, but then again, I don't want to be doing it at midnight on New Year's, like I always do. 7:30 in the evening, And the price where we need to sell it is now $192, which is the same as the other shop. But this price says it's going up, but so is this one. This was at what, 190? Now it's up to 192. These arrows can be a little bit misleading sometimes, but just keep an eye on them as they go along. But we're going to go ahead and call it an evening. I did get all the wool over to the spinnery. I brought over 2 bales to the sheep, got them taken care of. So they should be definitely good to, actually, you know what, I didn't really check the stats, but let's check the stats. Yeah, that bale was probably still sitting there. They're looking good. The chickens, yeah, they're looking fine. The horses, not going to be too worried about them. They should be definitely fine all the way on through. I will check on, because the one thing I haven't checked on, not tag place, is the sawmill. So February, we may need to go over there and just put a tree in there just to get us to the springtime. Or, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Spinnery, well, the wall is keeping up with the wall, no problem. Now, the thing is, of course, during today, we're down 13 sheep. Also, I do believe, but don't hold me to this because I haven't tested it, but it seems like the young sheep don't produce as much wool as adult sheep. Yeah, that could be a thing. I'm not too sure, but if it is, that could be why. But then again, this was kind of borderline on the stage before this. We were making too much wool, and now we're losing a little bit on it. But overall, relatively close. As for the store, nothing there as of interest for us at all. So, yes. We're going to sleep and wake up at 8 o'clock. So it might be a little bit dark, but then again, I don't want to miss out on the high price for silage bales. Now, half of the bales should be ready. The other half won't be ready to midday. All right, so that's pretty good. Also, we got the wood splitter that we're paying for every day, too, as well. So what is that price looking like this morning for the silage? $197. Wow. That price, even though it says going down, it went up. So we're not going to sell it to the livestock market. We're going to go up the street with it. Going to go up the street with it. That's for darn sure. Let's go ahead and pop off the animal trailer. Maybe selling some sheep. We got to see if the pen is full. But let's go ahead and we'll grab our silage bales first. I got to figure out how I'm going to do this, just because where I need to park is where the bales should go right back into the bale storage unit. So I'm going to have to try to figure out exactly how I want to do this, but we'll get it squared away here. And turn around. All right, let me just park here for a moment. And then trigger should be right there somewhere. Silage bales, 25 out of 26. Yep, let's go ahead and spawn those, please. We'll see if they go right back in. They might, and they may not. And I don't think I can go on the other side of the boards. It's not going to work out that way. Although being an autoloader, it may not come right off. Yeah, they're just going right back in. So, no surprise there too much. So what I need to do is, I'm just going to need to go on the other side of the boards and get them in as best I can. Oh, and I got to be careful because I don't want to be picking up the pallets. All right, let me see. Let me just see how to get these loaded. Well, this is all the trailer can handle. Apparently, it's 100% loaded. But it's better than taking 2 or 3 bales at a time with a telehandler at 9 miles an hour. And also, when I went to take off out of the sawmill, well, it's wintertime and the Fiat has decided to not want to work today, apparently. So it stalled once. Well, I shouldn't say stalled, it locked up. So we'll see what it does today. Seems like when it does it once when I load into Farming Simulator, it will do it multiple times. For some reason, it hasn't done it like the last, I don't know, 7 episodes or so. Anyways, this should be where we're selling these, I think. 8,000, those are going to roll off. Yep, so there is 10,000, which is nice. So it's going to be a few trips, but like I said, it's going to be a lot better than taking 2 or 3 at a time with the telehandler. And I did ask permission from this farmer. He said, yeah, we can go in the field. There's no crops in there. We're good to go. I ask before I do that, sometimes. All right, I need to go get another load. Make sure I don't get the bales back into the bale storage area. So I think we got 26 bales currently to do, and then we got to wait until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon before the other 26 bales or so are ready. Gotta wiggle our way in here. I'm kind of surprised this baling trailer only holds that many bales. Loading area is full, unable to load anymore. Alright. So that's the way we'll load them on up. And back to sell some more silage bales. I think this is the best price we have had for silage. And this is the first time I've sold silage up here. The better price is always... Now, the price at the livestock bale sell point, you never know. It could reach the top point, but both arrows are going down. But then again, this sell point, the arrow was going down the night before, and it was at 192. Now it's at 197. But you know what? The price went in our favor, so I'm not gonna argue about it. All right, another stack of bales gone, and I think we'll get one more trip, and then just gotta wait a few more hours, and then we'll check the price again before we sell the other batch, just in case this price drops further than the other one. We want to make sure we get top dollar today. Last batch for the morning. 6 more bales. So maybe 5,000. Okay, how about 6,661? I seem to get that total of 666 in there some way, shape, or form every episode. It seems like that just shows up. I don't know. I don't know what it says about me. But if it does say something, it's not good. So we gotta wait until the afternoon hours. I'm guessing, like I said, it's somewhere around 1 o'clock, so another 4 hours or so. I'll see you then, and we will sell the rest of the silage and then pay off 55, maybe $60,000 of the loan. Just checking the bales here, make sure they all say silage on them. They're all fermented, I do believe. Even I still got one inside bale storage. I was checking the factories, as you saw. The one thing I wasn't checking was the output. I was checking the inputs, and well, the sawmill, it was full of planks, but not for too long, I don't think, because it was running last night when we went to bed. What am I checking here? I'm checking on the price of silage. That's what you're doing. 198, same spot. So we're gonna head up the street still and get the same price, because I think it's the same price as it was this morning. 198. So should be 3 trips in total. Now, let's see. I got 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, so it's gonna be 3 trips. So far, the snow hasn't arrived yet. When we looked at the forecast, it said January and February both had snow in the forecast, so it might just snow late tonight and then early in the morning of February, and that could be it. But the sun is out right now, but you can see snow is on its way. And I'm hoping to be in bed by then. Yep, price looks kind of like the same to me. So, yeah, we should easily be able to pay off $60,000 more in the loan. It's just getting better and better and better. I'm actually paying off the loan quicker than I thought we were going to. I mean, I wasn't worried about ever paying off the loan or making money on the farm. I knew that wasn't going to be a problem. I think I'm a couple of years ahead of what I thought we would be on paying off the loan. And who knows, if the horses panned out the way I thought they were going to, or hoping that they would, might be doing a little bit better. Now the horses overall just don't seem to pay off that well for the amount you got to put into them. The loading area is full. I don't think so. Alright, let me say it's unloaded. This is weird. Loading area is full, unable to... Okay, now this trailer is acting up for some unknown reason. So, I'm not too sure why all of a sudden the auto-loading baling trailer doesn't want to pick the bales, so... gotta do it that way. And for some reason, I also got two different kind of silage bales here, which doesn't make no sense. 5,500 liters, 5,500 liters. I don't know why it's registering as two different type of bales in the bale shed, but something weird's going on here. Not too sure what, so I hope they sell. Nope, don't you. I mean, I'm just creating more problems than I need to. Just when you think everything should go pretty darn simple, things get a little bit more complicated. And by the way, I do have one unwrapped bale because I was trying to manually put the straps over the bales, and that is the R key to use the straps manually, but also it's the R key for unwrapping silage bales. So I unwrapped the bale. That's why we got an unwrapped bale there. Trying to put the straps in. Yeah, so I don't know why. I mean, first it was the Fiat that seized up on me, didn't want to move. And now the baling trailer, for some reason, saying it's already loaded when it's not. I don't know. It's been working fine all the way up to this point. But instead of making 2 trips now and me putting it on with super strength, I can do it in 1 trip. And we're hardly going through the hay bales, so next year I might be able to do 2 more silage cuts. Almost got them all. Yep, the price seems good. It's right about where it should be, at $65,000. Let's go ahead and spin this around. We'll put this trailer away. I'm just going to double check the bale shed to make sure all the grass bales, because we should have 0 grass bales, and we should have 0 silage bales. Should all be hay and straw in there. And we're keeping the straw. We don't make that much money off the straw. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it for now. I mean, I might be able to get like $3-4 grand for it. Just really not quite worth it. Better just keep it in storage. You never know. The horses may go through a whole bunch. I doubt it. But it's there. We can sell it next time. Unless I'm a few $1,000s short of being able to get to a magical number on the loan. It's like all hay and straw bales. We got straw, hay, straw, hay, straw, hay, straw, hay. That's all that's in there. Okay, that's finally, at least that went well. Let's go in here and, yeah, we're going to pay off, I think, 60 grand. Leave us 5 grand. That'd be good. Almost, you know, if I could, I'd probably make that total 666,000. I can make it 665, but that's not what we're looking for. Is it 660,000? $90,000 we paid off that loan so far this episode. That is pretty darn good. And I can get it even lower than that because when February comes, we could probably sell more sheep. But I may actually hold off onto that just for now. So, am I all done in January? I double checked on the production buildings. They should be all good. Oh yeah, the spinnery, when I brought the wool over to the spinnery did run out of wool last night. So when I brought over the first pallets, those were the first ones that, I mean, you could see in the storage. I'm like, oh, okay, so I got 4,000 liters in storage. I just brought over 4,000 liters, and that's where we're at. Let me just double check on a few things. Like I said, the animals should be all set. Sheep, yeah, those bales are not going through the hay that much. The chickens, yeah, they're still fine. The horses, we should not have to worry about them at all. Oh, are these horses almost full? No, these horses are still, they're not even full grown yet. They're 90%. Once they get full grown, we will move them over to the full grown stable, which is over here. And then we'll leave the young ones over in the other stable. Got to separate them, you know. Oh yeah, production buildings, should look at those. And make sure I look at both inputs and outputs. Just got to check on one greenhouse. If one greenhouse is good, then they're all good. Don't have to check on the outputs because that's on automatic distributing. The wood, this is going to be good for just until next month. We got plenty of room now for planks to spawn. We're all set. And over here, yeah, we got almost 12,000 liters in stock. That's what's also outside being shown. But we're almost through the wool already, halfway through the day. The cotton, we're still keeping up on that. Oh, the store page. Well, there's electronic. Is that electronic telehandler? I think so. At 18 miles an hour, no, it can't be electronic. But yeah, we don't need it. We don't need anything like that. Like I said, the only thing I would think about, but since we're almost, you know, one more year left, I think even the wood splitter became for sale. I question it at this point. Let's sleep until 9 in February. Sorry, just having a double. I'm going through in my own head here, just making sure I went through everything. I think I did. And we can see it. There's barely snowing outside. I don't think it's going to accumulate to nothing. And I don't see it snowing anymore. And it looks like the sun's going to be out first thing in the morning. And oh, I stand corrected. It did accumulate overnight. We got snow on the ground. Hooray! Not really enough to go ahead and plow it. And my guess is, the way the weather's going to be in February, since we're doing one day a month, my guess is the temperature today, high today is going to be 33 in Fahrenheit. 32 degrees is freezing. So it may melt. Actually, it's currently 33. The high temperature today is going to be 47. That's probably going to melt most of it. I'm pretty sure it will be. But what we need to do is check up on a few things. First off, the animals, I'm sure, are fine. The straw is getting a little low in that stable there. Not too worried about. Are these 95% full grown? Chickens, yeah, may go ahead. And the sheep, they ain't go through hardly anything. Good for them. Production buildings. Now the sawmill, yeah, we're almost out of wool. And we did run out of wood. Not that big of a deal. Like I said, probably it hasn't been out for too long. Oh, and the big question you may have is, what do we pay for interest? We're down to $2,200. $2,200 a night, which definitely we are in the profit area. Okay, so what we need to do is get our chainsaw, the telehandler. I'm not going to make firewood today. I don't think you want to make firewood when there's snow on the ground anyways, right? I mean, if you had to, you had to, but you don't make firewood from freshly cut trees. It doesn't work. That wood will not burn. It'll be too green. Too gosh darn green to be burning as firewood. So a couple of trees should do it. And actually the yarder, I'm not even using the yarder anymore. We're just using the manure grab. It just seems a lot easier. It was kind of fun using the yarder at the beginning. But after a while, it's like, you know, it'd be easier just to go ahead and use the manure grab, which sometimes it works on the first grab, and sometimes you gotta do it on the second grab. It just seems a little bit easier. I wonder how our stone pine are doing. The stone pine have not grown. I mean, they've gone from the small stage to the first growth stage, but it looks like, you know what, let's get out and walk. It'd be a little bit quicker. than what that telehandler is. Yeah, the stone pines have not hit the second stage yet. All right, we'll leave the telehandler there. Excuse me, dear. All right, chainsaw. And now we'll get to see what a full-grown spruce tree will actually bring into a sawmill. I'm cutting it as low as I would like to the ground. I don't want to go any lower than that. And actually, this would be a good month to get out the stump grinder and take care of all the stumps. Be easier to see when the grass is not as high. And to make my life a little bit easier, I don't think the telehandler can pick up the whole tree. So we're going to cut it into threes. Just to make it just a little bit easier. Alright. Now in March, since we don't really have anything to do in March because both the soybean and the sorghum cannot be harvested, cannot be planted until April. Alright. I probably could have left the tip of the tree actually on. It may be hard to pick this one up, honestly, because there's not much to grab there. Make sure the manure grab is actually into the ground. Let me slow down the time as slow as I can go, because I want to see what a full tree would bring in. And I don't know how long it'll take for the sawmill to actually turn on once I get the first log in there. So actually, you know what? We'll just leave them all there. I'm not going to put them into the sawmill yet. We'll put them all in together. That'd be the best way to do it. And I think 2 trees would be good enough. We just need 10,000. Well, we had about 10,000 liters yesterday, so it must be going through like about 12,000 liters a day. I expect from 2 trees we will get that. And this is just about as fast as the yarder would be, I would think. Okay, I wasn't really trying to throw it to get it in, but it worked. Yeah, this is going to be a heavy piece here. I think the telehandler can manage it. I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit wobbly, I think. That's a big log. As long as I pick it up somewhere in the center, and we got the center of gravity somewhat right. Doing better than I thought it would. It's not picking up the rear wheels at all. Now let me extend the arm out here to make sure we get that in the cell point. Oh, yep, that's too much. Almost hit forward. Well, not almost. But it was getting near there. Alright, so when we put this material in, it's not all of it. Hang on, let's... we'll say 5,000 liters, 4950 is what we got there. So maybe we'll cut down 2 more trees. And maybe I'll just cut the tree in half this time. Well, not exactly in half, but I think that 2/3 of the tree that we first brought over can be brought over all together. It's actually nice to be, in a weird sense, to be working with the snow on the ground. Yeah, somewhere in here. Let's give this a go. If not, we got the chainsaw. We can always cut the logs up a little bit smaller. And actually, we can put the speed back up to about times 5 or 6, because all I'm doing today at this point is, well, you know, I'll probably feed the chickens later on in the day. But we just want to make sure the sawmill's up and running, which it is. Oh, and I got to bring the wool over. It's funny, I do that every day, and sometimes I say, all I got to do is this, and I'll be going over there just checking on things. It's like, oh yeah, how about the wool? Every day we do that, and for some reason the wool sometimes just, you know, escapes my mind there a little bit. Oh, I was hoping that end wouldn't go down. Alright, this could be a little bit of a problem. Let me extend the arm. Come on, log. Ride up the fence line. And then slide over. Like, nope, come on, slide over. There you go. Let's get that in the sell point. We'll just go ahead and accept that. Thank you very much. And now it's time for the big boy, and we will cut down one more to see it through us through to March. And in March, we'll probably start off with, of course, getting some trees into the sawmill. At the same time, making firewood. So we'll be making firewood, and the top half of the trees will be going into the mill. And we'll sell probably at least, well, of course, one load of firewood. And depending how it goes, maybe even two. Depending how much we got to get into the mill. Because we got to make the mill at least run until May. Because April will we'll be busy in the back planting the sorghum and the soybeans. Right, let's extend that out. And that should be in the trigger. Or not. Still not in the trigger. Okay. Alright, just not low enough to the ground, I suppose. Alright, one more tree to go. And we'll pick one down here near the end, I suppose. Actually, you know what? I want to take some off this edge of the grass here. Because if I do go around, cut up some stumps, we can expand a little bit more grass that we get. Alright. If this only happened in real life. I know I say that quite often with trees. But I hate delimbing trees and I have to move all the branches. Well, first one's going in like a champ. Well, I haven't sold it yet, but we'll see in a moment. Now I gotta know, you gotta actually get that log pretty low to the ground here at the sawmill. Okay, does it not? I've done it before where it's in the manure grab and it hasn't been a problem. Okay, now it's hitting the ground. That's the wrong button. Store wood. Alright, must be it's not in the trigger. Alright, where are you not understanding you need to go into the mill? There you go. I've sold logs a lot closer to the telehandler than that. That one definitely wanted to be further on out. But I guess if the log was pointing in like the other direction a little bit more, it might be reach the trigger a little bit easier. Well, let's go ahead and bring in that boom before we try to pick this thing up. And actually, let me go ahead and get further down towards the base of the tree. So the mill is all set to go for another month. And all I need to do is just go around and move some products around and make sure that the spinnery has enough room for more fabric in there because it was getting half full. Bring the wool on over. Make sure the sawmill is cleared out as well. Let me extend this arm out. Wasn't worried about tipping over because the boom is going to keep us from tipping over. Oh, I was kind of hoping for the telehandler to go back down on its own. Probably will the second I get into it. Of course. There we go. Alright, now I gotta change out the manure grab for the pallet forks, and then I can start moving some of the other stuff around. And we are good. As for selling some sheep today, we may hold off onto that. Although we should have some sheep that are at the 1,000. Got 13 on my mind. Yeah, we actually got a couple sets there. So we'll hold off onto that. Maybe we'll do it in March. Yeah, so we got the loan down to $660. And currently, we got $559,000 worth of stock at the high price. And that's only going to get better. So, yeah, I definitely think paying off the loan by the end of the year is going to be a thing. It should be anyways. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Selendra. But until then, have a good one.